Farming Simulator, and today I am going to tackle a question that kind of popped into my head when I was playing on my Glenleathann series, and that is, does mower damage affect yield like it does with a combine? So it's pretty common knowledge that if your combine's damaged, you get less yield. And I was curious, does that transfer across to things like a mower? So we've got two Crane Big M's, one both brand new, one that is fully repaired and one that is at maximum damage. So we're going to mow both of these fields and see what happens to the yield that we get. This has prompted some other questions in my head that I might try and get to. One of them is, does it affect forage harvesters? The other one is linked to what I'm going to do once I've cut this grass, and does it affect things like pickup wagons, and balers and all sorts of other things. I'm not sure, to be honest. What you can't see because of the way that I've merged these videos together, well, you probably can from the progress, is that the damaged mower, which is on the right, is running much slower, which is kind of what we expect. If implements are damaged, they tend to be slower. But as I said, I was curious as if it affects the amount of grass that you get, because otherwise maybe you could accept that you're going to be a bit slower and not worry about repair. Yeah, so some of you may already know the answer to this question. If you do, awesome. What I've done to test this in a bit more detail is I used Easy Dev to swap this field to fully fertilized, limed, plowed, mulched, everything grass. So it's the highest yield that it can be. I then painted around the field in a big border so that I didn't accidentally clip any headland or anything like that. So we are mowing the same area. Set everything up, saved the game, and then did everything twice. So and the important thing with doing testing like this is turning off autosave, because that can get you. The other thing that I always do is once I've saved it at the start point, I always take a copy of the save so that if I do accidentally save it, I can still go back. And then, yeah, just run it twice and see what the answer is. And we're going to have to wait until I've collected the grass to do that. Yeah, so if you've got any other ideas for things like this to test, then please do share them. This one kind of jumped in my head as literally as I was playing. It's like, my mower's a bit damaged. Is this affecting how much grass I'm getting? The other thing I do want, I'm going to do a much more in-depth look at vehicle repair costs. I know Pharmacop's got a really good video on it, but there's some stuff that I want to test. That's quite a lot of data generation, so that's something that I might try and tackle this weekend. We will see. I think what I'm going to do now is stick this on a bit of a time lapse, and we will jump ahead to where I've pretty much collected the grass. So if you don't like watching time lapses with music, I don't, then feel free to skip ahead a little bit and save yourself some time, I guess. So just finishing up the collection, you can see that the forage wagon on the left is almost full, and I didn't want to grab a second forage wagon, so we're quickly going to use easy dev to empty the forage wagon so that I can collect the last bit. We know it had 50,000 litres in it, so whatever we get is 50,000 added onto that, so it's not a problem. It just made things a little bit easier. And yeah, we'll then compare the two. So both are being picked up with identical brand new forage wagons that were unused with identical tractors. Not that the tractor makes a difference. We can see on the fully repaired one, we got 51,122 litres of grass off of the plot of land, and this is just finishing up the one that had the fully damaged mower. And again, we're full, so we're going to have to easy dev emptying it, and we're full at about the same point. So yeah, it's looking like we are probably going to end up with about the same amount of grass. So in fact, if I actually lower the pickup, I had real problems with pickup wagons lately of not lowering the pickup. So there we go. Yeah, 51,251. So only 30 litres more off of this one, because that's the randomness of how farm sim works. So mower damage does not affect how much yield you get. It just makes the mower go quite a bit slower. Yeah, so if you found this video useful, please click the like button. Comments, questions or suggestions, stick them below, and I will see you next time. So yeah, no effect. Kind of what I expected, but kind of wasn't sure. So anyway, I will see you next time.